Hey everyone, welcome back. Picture a world where broken hearts wear bright smiles and shadows lurk beneath every laugh. Meet Azalea, an unforgettable oddball with a wild mind and a fearless tongue. Opposite her stands Gray, a tattooed enigma with a dangerous edge that makes her question everything. Their story is raw, unfiltered, and wrapped in moments that sting and sizzle. Buckle up for a journey through cracked souls, sharp words, and a fiery connection you won't forget. Ready to dive in? Let's go. Letter 3DF, gray letter 3DF. I open my eyes slowly and stretch out my curled legs. My feet dangle over the bed's edge, resting on Azalea, but I'm not stopping. I wrap my arms around her slender waist, locking my hands beneath her. I give her a firm squeeze. Gray, she groans sleepily, and I chuckle as I lean down to kiss her collarbone. Pushing off her, I rise from the bed, cracking my back and neck before strolling to the bathroom. Lila says I'm not allowed to say pee or piss, insisting the only acceptable term is tinkle. So I fucking tinkle. While I'm flushing, she saunters into the room. It's wild how just a minute ago she was asleep, and now she looks like she's been up for hours. Bear follows her into the bathroom like a little mother goose. She turns, eyeing my bare chest, then glances at my boxers. Want something this early? I grab my toothbrush, shooting her a single look. Excuse me, that's inappropriate behavior, she retorts, pointing at me while grabbing her own toothbrush. I start brushing my teeth as she prepares hers. She wiggles her hips unconsciously, and I roll my eyes at her obliviousness to how much of a tease she is. When we finish, she faces me, and just by her expression, I know some wild shit is coming. What would you do if I suddenly became nocturnal like an owl? I stare down at her. How the hell am I supposed to answer that? I know better than to question where she even comes up with these scenarios. There's no sense in it. She's just being her, fucking weird and lost in her own world. Her mind races 1,000 miles a minute. I'd make sure you got back on track, I answer, phrasing it like a question. Okay, thank you, she smiles and walks out. I shave off the slight scruff on my face and put everything away. Out of the corner of my eye, I catch sight of her toes peeking outside the doorway to the left. She's about to try to scare me. Again, I wipe my face, switch off the light, and start walking out. Boo. She yells and jumps at me, clutching my side. Did I get you? She asks. You got me. I lean down, kissing the top of her head. Hell yeah, I knew I got you. She climbs onto the bed and stands before me. She walks around the mattress. Wrestle me, Gray, she says suddenly, and I chuckle. This woman, I swear. I'm not going to wrestle you, Lila. I shake my head. She's wild, absolutely wild. Why scared? She teases, popping her hip and raising an eyebrow. You're going to hurt yourself, I warn. Nope, and I think you should be worried about me hurting you, old man, she mocks. Azalea, I start, but she cuts me off. Remember, I'm CIA trained for combat like this, she cracks her knuckles. I climb up on the bed with her standing right in front. I won't go easy on you, I warn, though that's bullshit. There's no way I'd be rough with her. She weighs 110 pounds, for fuck's sake. I'm twice her size, and the top of her head barely reaches past my shoulders. Okay, good, she rolls her neck. Ready, set, go. She charges at me and leaps onto my front. I catch her and we lock eyes. That was your plan? Nope. She suddenly goes totally limp and drops onto the bed like a sack of potatoes. Wrapping her feet around the backs of my knees, she pushes with all her strength, trying to shove me down. I roll my eyes and give up, collapsing onto her. Ha, sucker, what are you gonna do now? She settles on my back. I loop my arm around her and roll us over, trapping her beneath me. Whoa, I blinked and this just happened. She pants lightly. Ooh, I should headbutt you, she drawls, and I narrow my eyes at her stunning face. My phone rings on the bedside table and I lean off her to answer. Taking advantage, she slips free from beneath me. What? I growl. Sounding as cheerful as ever, Jai replies, and Azalea circles around behind me, wrapping her body onto me like a spider monkey. I got you, love, she chuckles. We've got a case a couple hours away about it, she gasps when I lean back and pin her between me and the bed. Suddenly, she slaps me across the face. Then she kisses the spot nonstop. What the hell? Oh yeah, crossing that off my bucket list right now, she giggles. Gray, are you listening? Jai asks. Fuck no, I'm not, I admit, rolling off her and slinging my arm around her, hoisting her onto my shoulder. She squeals and flings herself backward onto the bed, landing on her back. Gray, he begins. Shut up, I snap. She leans up, slipping me into a chokehold. What the fuck? Are you having sex right now? He shouts through the phone. No, you fuck. Azalea's got me in a damn chokehold, I grumble. Tap out, sugar, she whispers in my ear. That actually turns me on a tiny bit, the whisper, not the choking. I stop the choke. Oh my god, I'm turning into her. I don't think she realizes her arm isn't positioned correctly and is barely above my collarbone, but I keep quiet. Honestly, not surprising at all. I would have been shocked if you were actually having sex, he says. I wait a few seconds, then surrender and tap out for her. You did good, darling, she says, kissing my cheek before waltzing out of our room, talking about making waffles. Anyway, there's a case a couple hours away, a runaway mother with her little baby. She's originally from Ohio, but after the courts tried to take her baby since she's an addict, she ran. It should be quick and easy so you can get back to your wrestling match soon, Jai tells me as I start getting dressed. All right, I'll be there in a few, I say, hanging up while finishing putting on my clothes. Watch out, Bear, here comes the ultimate loser, Azalea announces when I walk into the kitchen. Come on, it's okay you lost, don't be sad. She opens her arms and I fall right into them. She rests her head against my chest. Gotta go to work, I say, and she nods. When will you be back? Before 3, I assure her. It's a short one. Okay, she looks up at me and I lift her onto the counter. She grabs one side of my face and peppers kisses all over the other side. I can't help but smile slightly in anticipation as she draws nearer and nearer to my lips. Finally, she plants one exactly where I want it, and I don't let her pull away, deepening the kiss. Eventually, we break apart. I love ya, sweet cheeks, she says as she squeezes the sides of my face. I scrunch my nose at her just like she always does to me. I love you too. I glare out the window. It's not our fault you showed up later than everyone else, Theo's voice carries from the front of the SUV. Usually I ride with Roman, who mostly stays quiet and drives what we call the calm car. But that car was full. What seats were left? One in the car everyone refers to as the fucking crazy train. Theo, of course, along with Lincoln, Maxon, me, and Jai. Thank God Sanford doesn't go on field work. I honestly couldn't handle another one of those guys. And here I am, stuck in this car all because I arrived late. There wasn't a set time I had to be here by. If there had been, I would have said it. Lincoln pops his head up between me and Jai, who's driving. He looks at me and I try my best to ignore the fucker. He leans closer and I clench my jaw. Get the fuck away from me, I mutter. You smell like azalea, he says as he leans back. I narrow my eyes. How do you know what she smells like? Why is he getting that close to her? I play with her hair all the time. I know what she smells like and you smell like her. He smells me again, so I lean away. Well, duh, I live with her, I roll my eyes. No, Theo drawls, and I already know stupid shit is coming. You smell like her because you were all over her before you left. That's why you were late, right? He asks. She's my girlfriend, of course I was all over her, dumbass. How the fuck did he graduate elementary school? For 2 hours, I sit in the car, listening to the non-stop bullshit spilling from everyone's mouth. We arrive at the near-dilapidated Motel Sanford found the woman at, the one she's living in for now. Walking into the main office, the guys hand me the warrant. Every other guy treats everything like a joke, so they always let me handle the warrant stuff. They say my face screams, "Fuck with me, I'll kill you." The older woman at the front desk perks up when we enter. "Oh my God, Lincoln, there's your mom," Theo gasps. Lincoln punches him in the back. This is exactly why they don't deal with warrant displays. They can't be taken seriously to save their fucking lives. "We need the room number of Dawn James," I tell her. She takes a drag from her cigarette and blows it out slowly. Theo coughs behind me and pulls out his damn inhaler from his jacket, taking 2 puffs. "Okay, right this way," she says in a croaky, raspy voice like 30 years of smoking have taken their toll. She stands, stepping down off her stool, cigarette still in hand. Technically, she should ask if I have a warrant, but this works fine. She's barely as tall as the middle of my chest and looks up at me, taking another drag. "A handsome young man," she smiles, and I shift away from her. She motions for us to follow, and Lincoln comes up beside me. "I think Azalea's got some competition," he teases. "Get out of my face." I shove him back into the group of giggling assholes waiting behind. We follow the woman to the door of Dawn's room and stop there. Jai knocks on the door while we wait for her to answer. The old woman beside me repeatedly blows her damn smoke in my direction. Jai quickens his knocking, hitting the door harder and more rapidly. "Man, quit it, you'll scare the baby inside." Theo pulls him away from the door. He's eager to see the baby. "Do you have the key to get in?" Jai asks the woman, who then pulls a ring of keys from her pocket. She inserts a key into the door and opens it. The guys turn to me, eyes full of expectation, waiting for me to enter first. I roll my eyes and push the door open. Don's baby sits on the floor next to the small bed in the room's center, his clothes dirty and tears staining his face. Theo moves toward him immediately. Dawn is nowhere to be seen. I walk over to the closed bathroom door, silently hoping she's not in there doing something I truly don't want to witness. I open the door and find her lying on the floor, pale, appearing passed out, her head resting against the bathtub facing the sink. White powder covers a small section of the sink counter. My eyes drop to her left arm where a syringe protrudes from a vein. She's not just asleep. "Fuck," I whisper. "Hello, sweet," Azalea answers on the second ring, and I relax hearing her voice. "Are you on your way back? I was thinking about making spaghetti for dinner. I know how much you like it," she says sweetly and happily, making me frown. "I won't be home until later. Some things didn't go as planned, and now I've got a ton of paperwork to do," I tell her softly. She lets out a quiet "oh." "I'm sorry." "No, no, hush your mouth, crackhead. It's perfectly fine." "I understand," she assures me firmly. I glance down at the baby clinging to my leg for dear life. "Go on and finish your work. I love you," she says. "I love you too." We hang up and I stare at the 1-year-old. "Why does he like me? Hell if I know." He looks up at me. "Dada?" "Jesus Christ," I mutter. We could have been gone almost an hour ago, but the CPS social worker assigned to pick up the baby went on vacation. They had to call in another, and the fucker is really dragging his feet. "Do you think you might actually be the dad?" Lincoln asks from beside me. I swear I'm going to break his arms. I look down at the kid's curly, bright red hair. "You know what? I bet I am his fucking dad. Shut the fuck up." I glare at him. Suddenly, I feel a rumble underfoot from the kid's ass. I close my eyes and take a deep breath. "Theo, this kid just shit on my foot." "Nuh-uh," he denies. I felt it. He crouches and picks the kid up. The baby immediately starts crying. My headache deepens. He screams. I feel like lying down in the middle of the road. Theo looks into the diaper and then back at me, nose scrunched. He sharded on you, Theo laughs. You have to change him, Jai nods toward the small diaper bag left in the hotel room. No thank you, that's not my job. Theo dismisses the offer. They all look at me. What the fuck? Hey, you're the boss here. You always get the toughest assignments, so here you go. Don't give me that baby, he says, pushing the kid toward me. I catch him under his arms and haul him the hell away. I'm done with this job. I'll find another at a gas station. I glance at the police cars and ambulance parked near the motel and avoid looking at the child. Dada, not your dad. Dada, no, Dada, he giggles. God help me. On the plus side, it only took 20 minutes from the time the kid soiled himself until the CPS worker showed up to pick him up. It stung a little watching that kid cry, stretching his arms toward me as the worker took him away. He's just a year old and he's already been through so much. Shit, Theo drawls as we climb back into the cars to head home. I think I've got baby fever. I need a baby mama, he adds. Piles of paperwork cover my desk as I glance up at the clock on the wall. I can barely keep track of the time before the door bursts open. I brought you spaghetti, sugar. Lila rushes in, and I can't help but smile at the corners of my mouth. God, her spaghetti tastes like absolute heaven. I sneak a glance at her figure, just a glance. What, you checking out my goodies? She steps closer. Even though I only glanced, that doesn't mean I wasn't looking. Yes. She sets the bowl of spaghetti in front of me and leans down to kiss the side of my head. I sneak a peek down her shirt and pull her onto my lap. She fits perfectly. I'm about to take a bite, but she stops me, leaning in close to smell my shirt. Excuse me, sir, she pulls away. Why do you smell like cigarettes? Smoked a whole damned pack, that's why. I shove spaghetti into my mouth and she slaps the fork right out of my hand. Fair enough, she stares at me more like glares, but then her expression softens. No, you didn't, she says, calming down. Suddenly, she bounces on my lap. I grip her waist, clenching my teeth. Guess what, guess what, guess what? She smiles excitedly. What? I mumble. Abby asked if I want to spend the day with her tomorrow, and I do. She leans forward, planting a quick kiss on my cheek. I'm a little jealous, just a little. I live with her and always get to spend time with her, but still, a bit jealous. Diamond, 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 diamond suit. Thanks for reading. I haven't written a chapter from Gray's POV in a while, so I figured I'd mix it up a bit. Azalea, I've never witnessed anyone milk a situation quite as much as Gray has. Honestly, he's the very embodiment of pitiful. Besides constantly milking everything, he won't even muster the energy to get his lazy behind to the doctor. I'm about at my limit. He sniffles beside me and I hand him a tissue, which he accepts. I glance over at his poor, pitiful self, bless his heart. Placing my hand softly on his forehead, it feels scorching like the depths of hell. His fever is clearly heating him up, especially since he's wearing nothing but his darn boxers. Not that I'm complaining, but I know he's feeling awful. Bear feels it too. He rests his head on my legs, never taking his eyes off Gray. Yet this has been dragging on for 3 days, and it's only worsening. Initially, I noticed his nose becoming slightly congested, then fatigue set in, and now it's a mix of all kinds of symptoms. He sniffles again. That's it. Get your gluteus maximus moving. We're going to the doctor, I declare, standing up. He eyes me like I've lost my mind. No, we're not. Yes, we are, I insist. Get dressed. I don't want to, he protests. I don't care. You're pitiful and you're going. I'm not pitiful, he retorts. You look like you've been dragged behind a horse, I say, pushing back his wild dark hair as he briefly closes his eyes. I don't like going there, he grumbles. But you know it'll make you feel better, so get up and put some clothes on. I'll drive and you can sleep in the car, I coax him. He slowly rises and I grin. I keep smiling until he mutters something about throwing himself off a bridge, but I choose to ignore it. I follow him into the bedroom to keep an eye on him. He doesn't even glance at the closet, slowly lowering himself onto the bed. I groan. Gray, I'm going to tie a rope around your ankle, hitch it to the back of my car, and drag you to the doctor. I'm not going. You're not winning this one. Yes, I am, he argues. Joke's on him because the sicker he is, the less I want his lips on me. You're being ridiculous. I sit beside him on the bed. No, we can do anything you want afterward, but you have to go now, I try to persuade him. There's plenty to do later. We could eat, or I could get him all the jerky he wants, anything. We can't do what I want, he flips his eyes up at me. Why? I want to fuck you, but obviously you're not going to let that happen, he grumbles. Can he be any more of a horny man? You're damn right I'm not gonna let you do that to me. Now, if you go to the doctor, I pause. It would still be a no, he finishes, but you can get better faster if you go, and then we can talk about it. Yeah, I'm going to get better anyway. I'm not going. He rolls over, his back facing me now. I think about kicking him but hold back. Brat. I circle to the other side of the bed and run my hand down his arm. As his eyes close, I drag my hand down to the sparse hair beneath his belly button and pull it. He groans and yanks my hand away. You have no consideration for me and how I feel, he murmurs, turning his face into the pillow. We'll watch the scariest movie ever once we're home if you agree to visit the doctor. I persistently try to persuade him, but he only grunts in response. I still can't figure out why those kinds of movies are practically the only ones he genuinely enjoys. It's strange to me that he never seems frightened. He can watch a horror film and then casually go to bed with his feet dangling off the edge. After watching films like that, I'm always curled up in a ball with every inch of me covered by the blankets. I head to our closet and pick out some cozy clothes for him to wear because that stubborn guy is definitely going to the doctor. Gray, get your buns up, I prod his lower back. Not going, he grumbles. Fine, I'll dress you myself right here, I warn, and he turns over to face me. How about you undress first and then we'll see, he says, reaching out to grip my upper thigh. I'm about to roundhouse kick you in the pelvis. I narrow my eyes at him. MHM, he replies nonchalantly. When my attempts at intimidation fail, I switch tactics to persuasion laced with guilt. Gray, I begin softly, sounding almost upset. I even add a quiet sniffle, and he quickly turns to look at me. I'm still not going, he insists. Are you allergic to anything? I ask, glancing over at him. He sits beside me, milkshake in hand, with a sour expression on his face. Being here, he grumbles, and stupid fuckers. I look down at the paperwork and then around the room, which is now partially filled with people waiting to be called back. Yep, he's definitely at the doctor's office. I'm not sure I'm allowed to write that on the form, I tell him, and he tilts his head toward me. Is that milkshake making you feel better, sugar? I ask with an innocent smile. He narrows his eyes, which I take as a yes, and I keep working on the paperwork he's supposed to complete but clearly doesn't want to. A middle-aged woman sits down right next to him and I notice him tense up. I roll my eyes. He's utterly pathetic. He shifts closer to me, away from the poor woman who had no choice but to take the seat beside him since all others were occupied. I finish the paperwork and hand it back to the receptionist who smiles at me. My heart lifts a little at that gesture, so I return the smile happily. I sit back down and Gray drapes his strong arm over the top of my chair. You still love me even though I made you come? That's what she said, we both say simultaneously. I press my face against his arm to hide my laugh. I still love you, he says, kissing the top of my head. If I catch your sickness, I'm suing you for everything you've got, I warn him. And he just nods, already aware of the consequences since I'd told him multiple times this morning. The door to the back opens and a woman in light pink scrubs looks down at her clipboard. Gray? She calls. He doesn't move until I push his arm forward. Finally, he stands and looks down at me. What are you doing? He asks. Do you want me to come with you? I inquire, surprised to realize I don't know if he wants me there. He gives me a look that clearly says, that's a stupid question. Yes, get up, he says, grabbing my hand and gently pulling me to my feet. The woman smiles at the two of us and gestures for us to follow her. Gray mutters something colorful about not wanting to do this crap alone. We step into a room where a patient chair is centered, and she instructs Gray to remove his shoes and step onto a scale. He wrinkles his nose at the request, but I nudge him softly, silently telling him to quit it. She then tells him to sit on the patient table, and I catch a quick glance at his clenched jaw. What a baby. As he sits, he shoots me a glare while she takes his blood pressure. All I can do is grin at him. Okay, your doctor will be in shortly, the nurse says warmly before leaving. Gray promptly jumps off the large seat. I'm not fucking sitting there, he grumbles. I'm not freaking sitting there, I mimic, feigning maturity. There's only one guest chair, and since I'm occupying it, he'll have to deal with it. Big baby. Then again, I did drag him here. Come here, you poor sweet soul, I say, rising and motioning for him to take the chair. He stands and gladly slides into it, patting his lap and spreading his legs wider than usual. Looks inviting, huh? He hooks his finger into a belt loop on my pants and pulls me down onto his lap. You're Hornish, I whisper, kissing his forehead before standing up from his lap. I remain next to the chair as he leans his head toward me. The door opens and a neatly dressed man enters, a computer in hand. Hello, I'm Dr. McInnes, the younger man greets us, flashing a bright smile. Judging by the way Gray flicks his eyes upward at me with a look that says, why did you make me come here? I'm guessing he's not a fan. He also looks decidedly unhappy. I wait along with the doctor. Gray stays still, ignoring the doctor entirely. I roll my eyes. This is Gray, I say, patting his shoulder. I then notice the polo dress shirt the doctor wears. Good Lord, I sigh inwardly. Nice to meet you, Gray, he says, glancing at me. And Azalea, I reply with a smile. Azalea, he repeats before looking back at his computer. So tell me a little about what's been going on, Dr. McInnes directs to Gray. Gray only shifts in his seat. Seriously, he's the most dramatic drama queen I've ever met. He's been really sniffly, a runny nose, pressure in his sinuses and all that, I explain, giving Gray's back a little pinch. How long has this been happening? About 3 days, I nod as he types. Any fever? He asks. Yes, I nod again and he types some more. Leaning toward Gray, I whisper, you're seriously acting like a crackhead right now, sugar. Before I can pull away, he kisses my cheek and smirks. I scrunch my nose and he copies me. Okay, Gray, the doctor stands. I'm going to need you to come sit on the table so I can examine you. Gray remains motionless. Can he be any more difficult? Slowly, he rises and ambles over to the table. The doctor steps back a bit, clearly intimidated by the size difference between them, especially when Gray narrows his eyes at him. I pinch the bridge of my nose and shake my head. The entire examination was awful. Not once did Gray cease glaring at the poor doctor. Dr. McInnes didn't even want to make contact with Gray, and honestly, I don't blame him. The doctor awkwardly informs us that he has a sinus infection and that he's sending a prescription to the pharmacy before quickly departing. Then, Gray has the nerve to look at me with those pitiful eyes. Total crackhead. Come on, darling, I tug on his hand. I know you can do it. He grunts in response. I climb onto the bed and press myself flat against his bare back. I kiss his shoulder twice. It's been a day since the doctor's visit. Gray remains a crackhead. Suddenly, he turns over and pushes me back onto him. I land right on his groin. Fuck me, he murmurs as his hands trail up my sides and I gasp. He grabs my thighs and spreads them wider, pressing me down further onto him. I gasp at the sensation. He grabs the bottom of my shirt and yanks it off, leaving me in just my stunning light blue underwear and matching sports bra. I can't believe I'm actually coordinated. I told you we can't do this until you're better, I warn, starting to slide off. Yeah, well, there are positions where I'm not face to face with you. He grabs my leg and pulls my butt against his front. I can manage this just fine, he squeezes my hips. Against the wall works too. He starts pulling my underwear down and I feel heat rising. What did you eat? I mumble breathlessly. Something's made him extra horny. Not you yet, and that's the problem. He tosses my light blue underwear somewhere and presses me down onto my back. Wait, I call out, gripping his hair. I promised Mr. Tarrip I'd be at the store by 12:30. I mumble, glancing at the clock which says it's already 12:20. My words go right over his head as he lowers his mouth onto me anyway. He pulls away after making me feel like I'm floating on clouds and grabs my hand. He sits me up and instead of kissing my lips, he kisses my neck. After that, he wraps his huge hand around the base of my neck. He never squeezes, just holds his hand there. Ride me, he grumbles, and my eyes widen. Jesus, forgive us. I don't think I've seen you in about 10 years, Mr. Tarrip says, sounding unhappy. I know, I hug his thin frame. Gray's been holding me hostage. I've got chronic back pain now, I say, gripping my back. Oh, really? From what? What happened? He wonders, his eyebrows knitting together as he eyes my neck with concern. My eyes widen. Why did I admit that? What am I supposed to say? Oh yeah, Gray killed my back this morning during sexy time. So, and that's why I'm late. Yeah, right. I fell off the bed last night, just rolled off, I say, tucking my hair behind my ear. Did you hit your neck too? Mr. Tarrip looks worried. Yep, I say, my voice going up an octave. I need a 3-hour church session in my car, and Gray needs to be there too, but nowhere near me. He can sit in the trunk all the way at the back. I'm gonna get to work. I smile at him and rush to the bathroom. As soon as I enter, I spot the hickeys on my neck. He rarely gives me them, but when he does, it's like he sucked my whole neck off. I head back out and grab a handful of books from the book cart to put away. Barely 10 minutes passed before the bell above the door chimed and Abby nearly knocked me to the ground. I can't believe I'm actually saying this, she exclaimed with excitement, and I caught her enthusiasm. She grabbed my hands and spun me around in her arms. I laughed at her energy. Roman asked me to be his girlfriend. Not just a friend who's a girl, but a real girlfriend. She held me close with a tight hug. "Aw, I'm so thrilled for you," I said, swinging us gently back and forth. She deserves someone incredible, and although I don't know Roman very well, I'm sure he's a great guy. And if he doesn't treat her right, he'll have to answer to me. I'm quite skilled in combat and espionage, so he stands no chance against me. I saw your car in the parking lot and just had to come in to tell you, she calmed down a little. I can't wait to tell Gray, I smiled. I would have said he'd be excited, but he doesn't really get excited. He probably won't care, but I'll make him care because I care. Okay, I have class in 20 minutes, so I have to go, but I also have something for you, she said, reaching into her jacket pocket and pulling out the information I'd asked her to retrieve. I opened it and looked it over. I printed it out for you to make it easier instead of just taking a picture, she explained. I pulled her into another hug. This spring will be great, don't worry, I'll be there with you, she reassured me, sensing my nerves. Thank you, I squeezed her tightly. Of course, she said, Gray went a little crazy on your neck, huh? I told him he's not allowed to kiss me because he's sick, so he does this instead. I don't even have anything to cover it up, and I'm not about to see him and all those guys looking like this. We stepped apart. She told me not to stress and dragged me to her car, where she quickly concealed the marks on my neck with her makeup. Our skin tones were so similar that it turned out perfectly. After Abby and I said our goodbyes, I spent a couple of hours wandering around the store doing anything Mr. Tarrip needed: dusting, arranging books, shelving new arrivals, cleaning windows, and other tasks to make up for the time I hadn't been able to come. By closing time, everything that needed to be done was finished, and I felt a sense of accomplishment. I even managed to steal a few minutes just for myself. Of course, I love Gray and enjoy spending time with him, but there are definitely moments when he can be quite the character, and everyone needs a little alone time now and then. Now I'm fully ready to smack the daylights out of his backside. We closed the store, and I gave Mr. Tarrip an extra long hug goodbye before he got into his car and drove away. I decided to walk over to the restaurant to breathe in some fresh air. I even spotted an elderly couple, which warmed my heart. To top it off, they said hello to me. I don't think I've ever felt so special in my life. Are they my grandparents? How much would it cost to hire grandparents? I checked the pockets of my jacket and my jeans. Ultimately, I found 13 cents, a squished piece of gum in its wrapper, and some foreign object that seemed to have been placed in my possession without my knowledge. I squint and scan my surroundings. The elderly couple is nowhere to be seen, and the only people nearby are a pregnant woman and a middle-aged man who looks wealthy. I examine the object closely. I've owned this jacket for years, so who knows what it actually is. I toss it into a nearby trash can and head toward the restaurant. Look who's here, Jonah's voice brightens my mood the moment I hear it. Hey little boy, I smile at him and he rolls his blue eyes. You still have no tits, he mutters, not like Gray does. You still have a small peepee, I chuckle back. Which, he narrows his eyes. This could have gone a lot better if you just told me exactly where Gray was when you saw me, I shrug. At the very back outside, he flicks a crumpled straw wrapper at me. I catch it before it hits my throat. You wish you could do what I just did? I pretend to throw it back, making him flinch and close his eyes. As he reopens them, I actually toss it, and it hits him on the cheek, not the butt cheek. I start walking to the back, but turn once more to tease him about how much of a loser he just looked. How does it feel to be the biggest loser here? I grin, and he simply flips me off. I continue to the back of the meeting room where the door leads outside and fling it open. Seeing Gray looking all bootylicious makes me smile. 6 of them are shooting hoops on a basketball court I didn't even know existed here. Shouldn't they be trying to run the restaurant? Or at least hunting down criminals? Distracted by Gray's shirtless, pure gorgeousness, I forget he's supposed to be sick. I'm tempted to give him a wet willy. I watch him for a moment because honestly, I can't help myself. I don't know much about basketball or even a little, but Gray seems pretty darn good. He sinks several shots, buckets, or baskets, whatever the right word is, and even throws a few that might be dunks or something. I quit trying to figure it out. Someone calls a timeout and I cross my arms. Hey baby doll, Oakley calls out, drying his bare chest with Theo's shirt while Theo gapes at him in disgust. Gray looks at me and smiles faintly as he walks over. I don't think it's smart to be outside shirtless in mid-fall when you're supposed to be sick. I raise my eyebrows. It's 60 degrees today, he sniffs, and I am sick. But I was sicker before. I'm glad you got some fresh air and feel better. Why can't that happen to every sick person, I wonder? He leans in, wraps an arm around my waist, pulls me close, and bites my ear before pulling away. I look up at the sky and close my eyes. What are you doing? He asks. Praying, which is something you need to do, I whisper, and he kisses my forehead. Finishing my prayer, I open my eyes. He's still there, a gentle smile on his lips. Are you good at this basketball thing or what? I question and he just shrugs. Look at him acting all humble. Oakley approaches us, clearly overhearing our talk. He played in high school, almost made it to college ball too. Kentucky, right? Theo shouts. Gray simply rolls his eyes. Seriously? I ask. He never mentioned he used to play. Just because I played and was good at it doesn't mean I loved it, he brushes it off. I knit my brow. If he didn't enjoy it, why invest so much time? I'm confused then. The guys meander off, grabbing the basketball again. I started playing because I didn't want to go home, he shrugs. I did it just to keep busy. I wasn't aiming to go anywhere because of it, never wanted that. I prefer what I'm doing now. So, I murmur. All right, that's enough, come on, he pulls me toward the court. Watch out, guys, I'm the real competition. Theo tosses me the ball. Shoot it, show us what you've got, he encourages. Absolutely not, I have no athletic skill whatsoever, not even the metal parts of me help. I say, referring to the right side of my body. You'd think having metal plates in you makes you tough and invincible, but nope, it doesn't. Come on, Azalea, Link urges. Why do they all have their shirts off? Good grief. I can't even walk right and you want me to? I stop, catching sight of Gray stretching his arms, his back muscles flexing. I shake it off, forgetting my sentence. You know what? Who cares? Maybe I'll shoot and actually make it and become the next Michael Jordan, except the girl version. Why don't I know any female basketball players? Actually, I do. Her name's Azalea Delilah Carson. I throw the ball and it bounces off the orange rim. Mouth slightly open, I watch it when suddenly it rebounds and hits me right in the face. Feels like deja vu. Why didn't you move? Oakley throws his head back, laughing like I can't punch him in the jugular. I hold my nose, groaning quietly. Can you get burnt from that thing? Because my nose feels like it's on fire. Oh my gosh, my nose is gone, isn't it? Somewhere on the floor. You watched it hit you, Theo stomps, barely able to breathe through laughter as he wraps himself around a laughing Lincoln. Y'all shut up. Gray pulls my head close, but I feel his stomach tense as he tries not to chuckle. I smack his stomach. Let me see, he tilts my head up to check my nose. It's broken, isn't it? I sigh. Without a doubt, he nods. You still love me even though it's crooked and falling off? I ask, and he hesitates. I gently kick his shin. I guess, he admits, and I pat his butt once. I spin around and glare at those three rascals who laughed at me when I was vulnerable. Y'all are going to HE double hockey sticks, I hope you know that, I warn, pointing at them. Diamond, 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 suit. I know it's been a while, sorry everyone. I'm serious when I say this week started off as the worst ever. Exams were a struggle, then a personal issue dragged on for nearly the whole week. But now we're good for at least a little while. Thank you all so much for your patience with me. Also, a belated happy Thanksgiving to everyone, not edited. Ashlyn M letter 3DF, Gray letter 3DF, look what I got, mother trucker. Azalea strides into the room, a grin lighting up her face. She hoists my high school yearbook up. Shit, I mutter quietly, running my hand through the hair she was just messing with. Bear trots after her, making me feel under siege. She holds the blue and red yearbook like it's some kind of sacred relic. Plopping down beside me, she says, "I was in 7th grade when you graduated, you old fart," giving my thigh a pat, which earns her a narrowed look. Then she wiggles enthusiastically next to me. "I can't wait to see little baby Gray," she beams, flipping open the book. "Oh, who's this handsome man?" She wonders aloud, and I frown, realizing it's not me that early in the book. I glance over and recognize the principal from back then, that 74-year-old principal. I lean back, relax, and watch her emerald green eyes scan each page. I figured she just wanted to see me, but whatever, it's fine. "Not jealous. You were a senior in this, right?" she asks, looking at me. I nod in response. About a minute later, she gasps softly and leans her head onto my shoulder, eyes fixed on my picture. "I can't get over how cute you were," she says in a gentle voice. I frown. "Were I still fucking am," I grumble. "She says that shit every day. I guess I have to accept it." She laughs while I peek at the old photo. "I was thinner then, not a stick figure, but definitely in need of a damn cheeseburger." "Yes, you still are," she murmurs in her baby voice, the same one she uses with Bear. She leans into me and presses her soft lips to my cheek. "On the damn cheek. Really?" I grumble and she huffs. "On the cheek, really?" She deepens her voice, mocking me, then she suddenly closes the book. Am I about to get lucky? I smirk, watching her as she starts to stand. I spread my legs a bit, inviting her to sit on me. She turns to meet my suggestive look. "We're going to do arts and crafts," she says cheerfully, and my smirk fades. "What the fuck? You're giving me blue balls," I complain. The first time I used that phrase with her, it took me 5 minutes to explain it. "You're giving me a headache," she replies, and I narrow my eyes. "You know what? We're not doing arts and crafts. I'm going to show you how to do something for me," she says brightly. Internally, I hope it's something sexual, but deep down I know it's not. She walks off to our room. I should fucking escape. She returns carrying all kinds of fingernail polish stuff. God damn it. "Welcome to Azalea's beauty school," she announces. "I don't want to be in Azalea's beauty school," I mumble, and she hushes me. She makes me do a lot of things I don't want to do. You'd think refusing a girl half my size would be easy, but hell no. She's a fucking angel, but if you do something she dislikes, you'll regret it. She's not physical, she's mental. She messes with your brain, I know that all too well. She made me try sushi. First off, it tasted like shit. I refused with every ounce of my willpower. She doesn't even eat it herself. I don't know why she wanted me to try it. So I kept saying no, so she pulled out all kinds of arguments to get me to eat it. "Love, I'm afraid to try it, and I need you to promise me it'll be good. Gray, you know how much I love you. I only want the best for you, and I believe you'll enjoy it. You'll be apologizing once it becomes your favorite food. Paint my nails, darling," she says with an innocent smile. "No, ma'am. Yes, sir. No, ma'am. Yes, sir." "No, ma'am." "All right," she shrugs and stands up. My eyebrows crease because I know it's not that simple. She grabs Bear's leash by the door. "Where are you going?" I ask. "Bear and I are heading to the park to find nail artists. Hopefully men," she says while attaching the leash to his collar. I exhale, knowing her well enough to predict she'd wander around the damn park begging random people to paint her nails. She'd get excited when some creepy old man offers, and then she'd likely get kidnapped. "Get over here and sit your ass down," I mutter, rolling my eyes as she beams triumphantly. She trots back over and sits beside me, wrapping her arms around my neck. "I knew you'd do it, sugar," she kisses me softly, "because you're just too sweet, aren't you?" I hum, returning the kiss deeply. She pulls back and I follow her lips with mine. She laughs and steps away. So she picks up the nail polish and opens it. She spends a couple of minutes showing me how to apply it. It can't be that complicated. It's just painting. I'm no artist, but this is basic stuff. So, I trail off, wondering what she was about to say earlier. She's usually very talkative. I slowly run the brush along her ring finger, glancing up at her. I'm thinking about going to college, she says with a tentative smile. I pause briefly before responding. I know this is something she's wanted for a long time. Yeah, I murmur. A slight nervousness tightens my chest. If my hands weren't busy, I'd be fiddling with the scrunchie on my wrist. Which one? I keep my eyes on her hands. UTK, she says quietly. It's a 4-year university in Knoxville. Knoxville isn't terribly far, about an hour away depending on traffic. Still, it's a long way from me. I checked into dorm exemptions for freshmen and there's no category I qualify for, she explains. But that just means we wait a year, then I can come back here, she adds quickly. Well, if I get accepted, she adds nervously. You'll get in, I smirk, though it fades after a moment. For the most part, I stay quiet. I'm happy for her. She's happy I'm happy. We just have to be happy without seeing each other almost every moment of the day if she gets in. She might have zero common sense, but she's smart and she'll make it. I'm glad she finally has the chance to do what she wants. Her entire childhood was controlled by her father, never letting her pursue anything she desired. Now she has all the time in the world to do whatever she wants, and I won't ever take that away from her. Are you okay? She whispers softly. I don't want to upset you or anything. I'm sorry, maybe I shouldn't. Shut up, I cut her off. Excuse me, sir. You're going to get into UTK, you're going to go, and you're going to do whatever the hell you want there, got it? I assure her. Got it, good babe. She scrunches her nose as she smiles, making my heart do a fluttery, damn crazy thing. And you're going to punch guys who like you in the dicks and tell them you've got a man when they chase after your ass, I add, trying to make myself feel better. And when I get arrested for that, you'll bail me out, she plays along. And I'm going to try drugs. No, you're not, I shake my head at her. I was just joking, she gives me a sly smile. She looks down at her hand. If the whole Fed thing doesn't pan out, you should become a nail artist. She grins. I just roll my eyes. I bring my focus back to her hands and catch her eyes on my face. I love you very much, she says suddenly, and my heart flips. Kiss me, bud, she mumbles, leaning closer to me. Don't call me bud, I grumble, pecking her lips. I do what I want, she retorts. She's not fucking wrong, and that's the annoying part. Right now I want an apple, she says, starting to get up. I'm not done yet, Azalea, I hold tight to her hand. Azalea wears gray. Oh, he's just lying on top of me with his hand down the back of my pants. Excuse me, what does he think he's doing? Squinting down at him, I notice his peaceful, sleeping face. I laugh wickedly inside. I pinch his nose shut. When his mouth emits a strange noise as he starts waking, I tilt my head back and pretend to be asleep. He lifts his head off me. I feel him shift his body away from me only to grab me back and pull me atop him. He gently tucks my head against his chest and presses a kiss to the crown of my head. Aw, I love him. I feel a little guilty now. I closed his nose so he couldn't breathe through it, yet he responded with sweetness. It'd be funny if I farted. Why do I think like this? I poke my finger in his belly button. Why do I do this? He twitches and lifts his head. Fucking evil ass, he mutters, running a hand down his face. Bear leans over from his lying position and licks the side of Gray's face. You're my sweet cherry pie, I quote my all-time favorite song, pointing my fingers at him. He shows no reaction to my declaration. Go back to sleep, his voice heavy with sleep mumbles. Can I be the big spoon and you be the little spoon? I start sliding off him, I'm always the little spoon. If it'll make you fucking sleep again, he mutters, turning onto his side. As I get behind him and drape my arm over his side, I feel pitiful once behind him as though I don't even exist back here, and it's cold back here, and if I fart, he won't even feel it, what's the point? I don't think I like being the big spoon, I sit up and he sighs. Halfway turning almost on his back, he raises his arm for me to crawl over and be the little spoon. He gently guides me on top of him and I settle into my spot. Curling up, he wraps his warm arms around me. Better now, he rumbles behind me. I nod, pressing against him. Within a minute or two, the doorbell rings. Gray is wearing nothing but boxers. Come to think of it, he's often just in his boxers. He has absolutely no shame, and I'll never complain about what he decides to wear around the house. Go open the door, I mutter to him. No way, he grumbles, burying his face deeper into my neck. Come on, bud, I argue back. Don't call me bud. Okay, bud. He pinches my side and I squirm, then he tries to slip his hand down the front of my pants. No, sir, I say, rolling away just as the doorbell rings again. What if I open the door and there's a robber or a kidnapper who takes me away? Open the door, he insists. No, what if I get kidnapped? If someone kidnaps you, they won't get past the end of the street before they turn around and bring your annoying ass right back. He mumbles and my jaw drops. I hope I do get kidnapped now, and I'll make sure to keep my mouth shut just so they won't bring me back, I say as I leave the room. Put goddamn pants on, he calls after me, so I go back, pull on some pants, then enter the living room and open the door. A tall man stands outside, dressed in an expensive-looking suit, his hair styled more impeccably than anyone else's I have ever seen. He's the spitting image of Gray, oh gosh. Is Gray here? He asks, his deep voice echoing in my ears. I trail off, unsure what Gray would want me to say. Suddenly, Bear appears beside me and I feel a bit more at ease. The older man clears his throat. Who are you? He asks, narrowing his eyes just slightly, and I resist wincing. I hear footsteps behind me and almost let out a sigh of relief as Gray arrives, now wearing pants. Son, the man nods, and even though I originally thought he was Gray's father, I'm still surprised. I thought Gray said his dad was a deadbeat, but this man looks nothing like that. I watch Gray's jaw clench. I'm just gonna, I start, gesturing down the hallway. I turn quickly and with Bear following return to our room, yikes. I close the door and press my ear to it. I know eavesdropping is awful, but I can't help myself. What the fuck are you doing here? Gray demands. Your grandfather died yesterday, the man replies. His plane crashed. It's not like I ever knew him, Gray snaps. That doesn't matter, he's family, the man insists. I don't want to get into this family bullshit, Gray's voice hardens. Fine, who's the girl? His father changes the subject. None of your business, I mean it kinda is. He opens the door, looks at me and mocks me, and then she looks up at me and stutters like a retard. Don't fucking say that, Gray interrupts angrily. That's such a cruel thing to say about me. Well, that just proves she's not some one-night stand, the man chuckles. There's a brief silence. He begins hesitantly, does she live here? I imagine him glancing around the living room, taking in the flowers and decorations. Get out, Gray warns him. Fine, fine, I guess I'll have to tell the family you're not coming to the funeral. I hear the door close and then silence. I step away, unsure what to do. After a moment, I decide to check on Gray. He's sitting on the couch, doing nothing. I'm sorry about your grandfather, I say, instantly covering my mouth with my hand. I've basically confessed to eavesdropping. I didn't mean to listen in. Yes, you did. Well, okay, I did mean to, I admit, pausing as I scramble for an excuse. I'm not upset with you, he replies quietly. I really am sorry about your grandfather, I repeat. It doesn't matter, he answers in a dull tone. So that was your dad, I murmur, mostly to myself. Azalea, I don't want to talk about him, just drop it, he sighs, and suddenly I'm the one feeling irritated. I've waited so long for him to open up about his father, and now, when the opportunity arises, he shuts it down. Why are you crying? His voice is softer than usual as it reaches me. I raise my hand to wipe away the tear beneath my eye. Because I'm frustrated, I say, furrowing my brows. I don't understand why you're so determined to know everything about me. It doesn't fucking matter. That's what you think. I care so much because I love you and I want you to be happy, I try to explain. What makes you think I'm not happy? I'm with you, Lila, I'm happy, he answers softly. When I kept all my thoughts bottled up and never shared anything with anyone, I was miserable, and I don't want you to feel like I did, I say, wiping under my eyes in frustration. I'm sorry for pestering you about opening up, but I want to be as much of a support to you as you are to me, and sometimes I feel like I'm failing. Don't think that bullshit, he says firmly. That's enough. He moves closer and gently wipes the stupid tears from under my eyes. You mean everything to me, he tells me, and I become happily emotional. You've done more for me than you realize. But shut up, he hushes. What do you want to know? He pulls me down onto the couch and excitement surges through me. Finally, I'll get all the juicy details.